Oh, I just realized I can shoot cinematic too. I think I'm gonna go with cinematic.
2,000 years later.
I've literally tried to place this camera everywhere, in front of every single tube light and bulb. This is the most acceptable lighting that I've found, so I'm just gonna sit there and I'm gonna talk. Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. It's me, Nikita. I'm a first year MBBS student, actually a second year MBBS student now, hopefully. So I've given my first year MBBS exams, my university exams, and I'm at home right now. I am in KMC Manipal, that is Kastuba Medical College Manipal, and yes, it's not a government college, it is a deemed college. So for those of you who have that government college वाला filter पहले ही चले जाओ इस वीडियो से, ठीक है? So this video is just a little yapping session. It's very different from what I make usually. As you guys probably saw from the title of this video is like first year confessions, and if you're going to be starting MBBS this year, you should know about these things too. So I have it all written down, my points and a couple of things that I asked my friends. So number one, start from the beginning, okay? इसको कहानी की तरह बनाएंगे. So when you're starting, with me personally, this was so much more difficult than I hoped, expected and anticipated to be. I gave NEET in 2022 and then I gave it again in 2023. I took a drop year. I wanted a government college, obviously. I couldn't get the government college of my choice, so KMC Manipal was my second option. I took admission there. So I had this huge expectations for the college, okay? I had seen YouTube and I had seen pictures. So many vloggers who post about this college. This college was literally like a dream, you know? It has academics, it has, you know, such a beautiful campus, it has because it is a whole university in one single place. You have so many colleges, you get to interact with so many courses, you know, have like a basic or very varied life, and that is true. That is very, very true. There's huge expectations, but you kind of hit ground reality when you start MBBS. You kind of realize so much more difficult than you thought it would be, at least in the beginning. Back like NEET tak, you only have to study the NCRT books. For biology, you have 2 NCRT books that you have to do. But in anatomy, so you have 3 subjects: anatomy, biochemistry and physiology. Personally, biochemistry was the worst subject, and I will tell you why. I loved anatomy. I loved dissection hall. If you're paying attention in DH, that is dissection hall, you can do anatomy very, very easily. I just loved seeing structures and learning about the human body, where everything is and stuff like that. So anatomy was something that I loved to do. And because I was committed to anatomy, I used to study anatomy every single day. And I'm not even kidding. I mean, it was really difficult, but almost every single day I used to do the same thing that was done in class. I mean, I tried to. Anatomy was के ठीक है, मैं करती हूँ. Physiology was like explanations, it's like procedure, it's like mechanism, so it is very interesting if you study it properly. I'm not saying that I was very, very good at physiology, but I liked physiology also. But the problem with biochemistry was that because anatomy and physiology are such huge subjects that you're giving so much time into them, it is very difficult to keep up. And biochemistry के लिए time नहीं बचता है, and biochemistry itself requires so much of rote learning at its base, because you have to like remember a lot of facts and stuff like that, so it gets kind of difficult at times. बस exam से पहले biochemistry पढ़ती थी and it was really difficult for me. Number 2, continuation of number 1, is that before starting MBBS, I kind of wish I knew how to, you know, study these subjects. You know, these 3 subjects are not difficult in a way that they are just difficult. So the curriculum of MBBS is like 19 subjects. Basically change subjects every year. So it's not like school के पिछले साल भी maths पढ़ रहे थे, अभी maths पढ़ रहे हैं. So every year you graduate into learning the subject more deeply. That is not how it happens in MBBS. You have new subjects every year. That is how I understand it. The biggest problem that I faced, especially with a subject like physiology and even anatomy. See, anatomy तो मैं DH में पढ़ा देते हैं, तो वो समझ आ जाती है. But the thing with physiology, I'm sorry, there's पीछे construction going on, so if there's background noise, I don't have a mic. Please bear with me. I hope you can hear me. The biggest thing with anatomy and physiology, and even biochemistry, is any subject for that matter, is at its core the subject is not difficult. It becomes difficult when you don't know how to study it, which is exactly what happens with most of the people. Happened with me, my friends also, and I think most of the people in our batch. Because physiology is such a vast subject, it's not difficult. You just have to understand it. You just have to understand the concept. But the problem is that the sources are so many. We are taught using the slides that our teachers make, suggest us, books, reference books. Every single topic you have a different book, and it's not even the teacher's fault. Some books have some topics explained better, and you also have to find out which book suits you the best. Sessionals in KMC Manipal is like the internal exams. First exam में we were surprised कि होता क्या है. तो समझे अच्छा ओके ठीक है, ऐसे पेपर आते हैं, इतना भी आसान नहीं है. फिर दूसरी सेशनल में we had like so many difficult topics and we were like कि बहुत ज़्यादा मुश्किल है ये तो. Third session तक we were like okay now I get it कि सब्जेक्ट को पढ़ना कैसे है. Third session में all of a sudden whole year का syllabus comes and you're just not ready for that vast of a syllabus. Do everything और पेपर में उसमें से कुछ नहीं आता है जो तुमने सोचा होगा. The topics that I'm sorry seniors but the topics that everybody told you were important do not come, and the topics that everybody says that they are the least important, the ones that you think कि इसको तो छोड़ भी सकते हैं, उसी से question आ जाते हैं. And by the unis you're like used to this. Reason why university exams are considered easier is because by that time first year student knows कि कैसे क्वेश्चन आते हैं, किस टॉपिक से आते हैं. नॉट scared of the exams anymore. You kind of gear up by that time के university exams, so I have to do it. So yeah, my second confession was I wish I knew how to study these subjects more properly. It was so much more harder academically. Third confession, I was kind of like the topper of my school. I don't mean to brag, but most of the students coming to MBBS are very academically gifted, hardworking people who are like the toppers of their school and even like toppers in their coaching centers or whatever. We as students are used to getting 95, 97, 98%. I myself got 97% in 12th boards, but you are just not ready for the kind of marks that you're going to get in MBBS. Here, 60% is considered a good student. If you're getting 70, you're like a very good student. And if you're getting like distinctions, then you're obviously, so distinction is above 75. So if you're getting above 75 percentages, everybody thinks that you like the top, you're like the topper and you're like the best. And if you hit like 90s में marks, then you're a genius. A normal person cannot get 19 MBBS. Now coming to the fourth confession, I wish I was not so conscious about myself. The imposter syndrome is so real. Like almost every single student in our batch, they are like so multi-talented people. They're like not just academic geniuses. They play sports, they do extracurriculars and like everything. They are like good at so much. And when you're among those minds, not know how to tackle with it. I'm from Gurgaon. I'm from North India, and you go to Karnataka, which is like so far away from home. You do not have your family around you, and all of a sudden you're around these group of geniuses, and you just ask yourself, am I like normal? Like up until that point, I used to believe that I'm like very well in life and I'm doing great. But once you see those people, you're like, I'm not anybody. I'm like nothing in front of these. I wish I did not feel so conscious about myself, because it's important to realize that everybody has their own journey, everybody has their own life, and everybody is good at something. I started posting YouTube videos, I started doing reels on Instagram, and I started being more active on my social media because I liked doing that. It helped me to be a little more confident in myself. I wish I had been more free about things, like mentally. We talked more about academics. Now I'm going to move to a little bit of more non-academic thing. There are all kinds of people here. You have to accept that not everybody is going to like you. I was like kind of that bachchi in school that used to be the teacher's favorite, that everybody used to like. About me, everybody used to have this opinion कि निकिता तो पढ़ती है, निकिता तो बहुत शरीफ लड़की है, वो लाइक पढ़ाई करने वाली है, लंबे बाल चोटी बना के घूमती है. वो तो अभी भी मेरा ओपिनियन, और कॉलेज में सब मुझे पंजाबन समझते हैं क्योंकि मैं चोटी बना के घूमती हूँ. देखो, I have long hair and no other hairstyle is more comfortable than a normal simple खुद की चोटी. Period. Anyways, so everybody is gonna like you. I used to be very worried about that in the beginning. अगर मेरी किसी से छोटी मोटी बहस भी हो जाती थी, ऐसी बात होनी बंद हो जाती थी, I used to be like very conscious as to like where did I went wrong. I think this is more of adulting thing. You have to learn to just let go of things and people. Hold on to the ones you have. Like, don't think about what people think about you. This world is a weird place. It's full of weird people. You're gonna find every kind of people here. Yet I wish I cared a little less about what people think of me. When you're going to a hostel, when you are like going away from home, especially if you're like going from Delhi to Manipal, okay? Manipal is like, so Manipal is basically in Udupi. Udupi is a district in Karnataka. So going from Haryana to Karnataka, it was like a lot more difficult than I thought it would be. College, I was like fantasizing about my life as being like, oh my god, it's gonna be like Hogwarts, I'm gonna be like the main character, I'm gonna be Harry Potter, and I'm gonna, whatever problem is there, I'm gonna face it. Whatever. It's not like Harry Potter, it's not like Hogwarts. This place is like Big Boss. It literally is, and this applies to every single medical college, every single hostel for that matter. This place is like Big Boss. The amount of dramas, the amount of like breakups, makeups, friendships, patch-ups, like everything that happens here, it's a lot. it is literally like Big Boss because you're stuck in this kind of closed island and everything that happens here just happens here. It's weird. You're stuck and you can't do anything. It's like there are no holidays. Every 4 months you get 5 days to go home. Be careful with what you do. Pretend there are cameras everywhere and Bhagwan is judging you. So, don't do anything stupid. Think everything through. I've done some stupid things in first year, so I can tell you that. Another thing. I wish I judged people a little less, but I'm 99% of the time correct when I'm judging people. But that 1% of the time, you have to have that grace to leave it. This is probably my biggest confession, and I'm saying this on the internet. I wish I did not cry so much so that I stop crying, but I am such a crybaby. I cry about everything. I cry when I'm happy, I cry when I'm sad, I cry when I'm anxious, I cry when I'm angry, I cry when I'm fighting, I cry when I'm laughing. It's a mess. I'm a mess. I mean, I cry so much. I wish I did not cry so much. I probably need professional help about this, which I'm gonna get. Crying is a normal way to get your feelings out, and it probably is. Wish I did not cry so much. My next and final confession is that I wish I made more friends. I made a lot of friends. I'm going to branch out and network more in second year. I wish I talked to a lot more people, seniors, and now I'm gonna have juniors finally. So and people in my batch, reserved and in my own zone when I'm in social gatherings, which kind of comes from a fact that I'm not a very extroverted person. So these were all my confessions, everything that I wanted to say. Things that first year taught me. It's very important to consistently study. Do not stay overnight to study. Just don't. If I had to summarize, it would be study consistently. Don't be afraid to take help. Seniors, from your batchmates, anybody. Third, to branch out, interact with more people, network more, judge people a little less. Just stay grounded and know that nobody's perfect. Everybody's busy with their own life and actually nobody cares. Just chill out, cry a little less, do more breathing exercises. And lastly, just do not put too much pressure on myself. That I did in first year that I would not do in second year is putting too much pressure on myself. I think it's only you that can do to yourself, and it's the worst thing. I put too much pressure on myself to be good at studying, to do extracurriculars and post videos and do Instagram, and I ended up doing nothing. I would force myself to be a little more chill out. The last takeaway that I want you guys to take from this video is calm down, take a deep breath, relax, and everything else is hopefully gonna be fine. But that was it for today, Pookies. I'm gonna see you in the next one to try to be more active on YouTube now. Until then, stay calm, stay focused. You are the strongest bitch and you can do this. If you guys wonder what lip gloss I have on, it's this. It's like the Road lip balm tube that I got from Zudio. It's just ₹99. I mean, this is not an ad, but this is a gem, a hidden gem. Anyways.